Haddenham Baptist Church is in a very poor state of repair. This 19th century Whitchurch Chapel has major structural issues, dry rot in the roof, serious damp and poor drainage. We're very concerned about its safe long-term use, so urgent work is needed to save this building from partial collapse. But saving one of Haddenham's landmark buildings could cost up to £500,000. We know these are difficult times, but we are appealing to the community for your help. So what is Whitchurch? Let's hear from local historian and author Martin Andrew.
Well, Whitchurch is a corruption of the word white earth. And if you dig down here, you will find Whitchurch about a foot to 18 inches. And it's a whitish soil. And as the further you go down, the more stone you get in. Basically, it's a limestone.
We know that Whitchurch structures are very prone to serious damp. Whitchurch must not become too dry or too wet. So why have we called our appeal the Hat and Boots appeal?
If you go out for a walk just with a raincoat on and bare feet and bare head, you will get wet. The rain will go down and soak you. And that's exactly what happens in Whitchurch. If the hat is not waterproof, then water will get in and the water level within the Whitchurch will increase, and that's what kills it, because it's basically a relationship between water and solid, and if you upset that relationship, you've got trouble. Similarly, if you're standing in a big puddle, then your feet are going to get wet, and the problem is that the ground rises. So below there, somewhere, there's a stone wall, and that is what should be exposed, and that is the fundamental problem with Whitchurch.
Hats and boots should protect the wearer against the elements, but we've heard that the hat and boots of Haddenham Baptist Church are worn out and in desperate need of repair. Major works are going to need to take place to address dry rot in the roof, to improve the drainage, to repair structural movement and cracking in the Whitchurch walls, and to replaster those walls and ceilings, and remove all the render on the walls and the grumplings, and replace it with a suitable breathable material. The use of traditional materials will be essential to make sure these repairs are long-lasting. But why should we do this? What does this building mean to our community? Let's hear from Baptist minister Johnny Phillis.
Been asked to take a number of weddings, a number of funerals from people who have spent a decent chunk of their life in this village, because they remember being here, they remember being in Sunday school, they remember their parents coming here, they remember funerals for family, they remember happy wedding days, they remember their children being welcomed. And it's always been a place, I think, where people have felt a sense of ownership and have felt a belonging, whether they come regularly or not. And so I think it really has a sense of being the village's church.
Personally speaking, it's very important to me. I was married in this church. My grandparents had their funerals in this church, and my dad. So personally, it's really important. My children came here as part of Sunday school. But also the construction of the building is really, really important. It's really the only Whitchurch church, certainly in this area, so it's quite unique. And it's very important for the village as well. I think this is seen as being a very friendly and approachable church, so we want to stay as a presence in the village and hopefully in this building.
If you can support us at all, we are deeply grateful, and we know that Haddenham is a generous community with a wonderful community spirit, so we have no doubt that many will, and we thank you in advance for whatever you can do.
Whatever you can give, whether it's just your prayers or hopefully your prayers and your money to help us repair the building, I'd really encourage you. This is for the village as well as just for the Baptist Church.
If you look after this heritage of the village, people who move to the village can understand and learn and see how they're moving into a community that's been there for 1,000 years.
It's clear that this unique Whitchurch Chapel means a great deal historically and to those who live and worship here. It's hard to imagine Stockwell without this familiar landmark. This is Grumpling. We're going to see a lot of him over the next few months. With his help and your support and your prayers, together we can restore the foundations laid long ago.